Hello, welcome to a brand new show. The brand new episode, very first one, Cubs Talk. I'm your host, Jack Esco. Today on the show, we're going to talk about Javier Baez being called up to the major league. We're going to talk about this impact and how the Cubs will do, in the upcoming years. So let's get started. So it was big news yesterday that the Cubs are going to call up Javier Baez from the AAA Iowa Cubs for Tuesday's game today. Javier Baez is batting 260 in 105 games in AAA this season, which is including 23 home runs and 80 RBIs for the Iowa Cubs in the Pacific Coast League. I think this is huge. He is a really good player. He has average bat speed. I take that back. He has average speed. He's not good defensively. He's not advanced defensively, but he has impressive bat speed. And he does play shortstop, but recently he has been moving over to second. And I'll talk about moving to second later. But he's moving to second. So that's, the pieces are coming in. The pieces are starting to form. The Cubs haters can go, oh, wait, no, 100. I talked to my uncle, and my uncle and I are really close, and I would tell him, I would go, Theo's got this on the right ship, and you should believe in him. And I said, how many years do you think they'll win? And he goes, and I said, over under 10. And he looks at me and he goes, over. And I go, I think it's going to be under. And I say, I'm optimistic it's going to be at least 3 or 4. And he looked at me like I was nuts. I absolutely think they could do it in 3 or 4 years. And here's why. Starting today, here's what the Cubs have this foundation in place. And here's the players that will be with them in the future. Like these are their untradeable players so far. These are on their roster right now. You have Rizzo at first. He's not going anywhere. Castro at shortstop. Javier Baez at second. And Arzmini Alcantara. Took me a while to get that down, but I nailed it. And he's going to be playing center field right now since he was playing second base for a while. But since Javier Baez is being called up, he's been playing second base for quite a bit to get adjusted to major leagues. He'll be going over to second. Arzmini will be going over to center field. I think, now they got their whole infield set. They just need to wait for other prospects being called up for, they still have Addison Russell, who's a shortstop. Who they got in the A's trade. I'm on MLB, their prospect watch. Addison Russell is their fifth best prospect in the top 100. In the top 10, the Cubs have the third, the fifth, and the sixth best the third, which is Chris Bryant, the fifth, and the sixth best prospect in all of baseball. And you already have the fifth one being called up today, and then you're still waiting for Chris Bryant and Addison Russell. But you would have to think that Addison Russell would have to change his position if he gets called up because Castro's been playing shortstop for so long. You would have to think, I don't know, that infield's getting really clogged up. I would have to say moving to outfield, but man, that's tough. Like maybe because Arzmini has had to move to the outfield, so I don't know if he's gonna have to move too. But we do have Jorge Solder still in the minors too. I mean, you got Chris Bryant still in the minors, Albert Almora, um, and then you have Jorge Solder, an outfielder. So expect the Cubs to look a lot different next year with these prospects. Expect them to be called up in 2015 or 16. So this has been Cubs Talk. I've been Jack Esco, and just wait till next year.